Good morning, everyone. Will's Hapworth here. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a good, strong start to the week. Just felt inspired to record a quick video. I get a lot of questions about how did you get into venture capital, and hoping to maybe provide some pointers about how to get into this industry, and also answer some questions about why I am staying in this industry because I love it so much. So, as far as how I got into VC, uh, it wasn't by design. And I think there's two important things that led to me being in this industry and doing what I do today. One of them is doing what you're good at, not necessarily what you're passionate about. I think it's Mark Cuban who talks about that, and probably a bunch of other individuals, as well as finding great partners. So, I truly did not get into venture capital by design. I met Andy, my partner at the fund, and he pretty much changed the trajectory of everything I've done since then. He happened to be an amazing partner, highly complementary skill sets. We each could help each other and learn from each other. And, the other thing to this was just building on what I was good at or what I was getting better at. So, as we built the incubator at Colgate University, and I started to learn more about what it takes to start an early stage company and the trials and tribulations that founders go through, and being able to connect dots and put them in touch with the right individuals, talent, companies, partnerships that could help them move to the next stage of development. I found I started getting better and better at doing that. So, I think oftentimes we try to force outcomes when we have great opportunities that are just sitting in front of our faces. So, my best advice is if you want to get into VC, don't focus on getting into VC. Figure out what you're good at, figure out how to build on that, how to learn, evolve, get better, and then go find great partners. Find people that complement your skills, people that you work well with. I'm guessing you all know what it's like to not work well with people. So when you find those individuals that make work easy, make work fun, make work additive, stick with them. Another question: what is one word to describe TIA Ventures? The first word, hopefully it's one word, hyphenated, that comes to mind is real talk. So, everything that we do is in the name of radical candor, whether it's talking with our entrepreneurs about what options lay in front of them, whether it's talking with our limited partners about how things are going with our companies and how things are going with the fund. We feel it's our duty, it's part of our brand to make sure that we're never putting any kind of rosy color on things that might not be going great, because the sooner we can start talking about the things that are not going well, the sooner we can start improving. So when we engage with our founders, the first thing we want to know is what's going wrong. Tell us about what's keeping you up at night. What challenges are you facing? Because the good stuff is good. The bad stuff needs to become good and get fixed. So real talk. What does TIA mean to me? For me, TIA is really about good partners, whether that's good partners within the team between Randy, Andy, and myself, and having a good, healthy working relationship, or whether that's our relationship with our founders or with our limited partners. This is about being in a relationship, and we need to be good partners to all the various individuals that we interact with. So sometimes being a good partner means telling the truth, as hard as it is to sometimes hear. Sometimes being a good partner means staying hands off. If things are going well in a certain area, we don't need to meddle or mess things up. Sometimes being good partners is not just saying, hey, reach out to us when you need us, but being proactive about connections or pushing hard in a certain area of the business, whether it's strategy around go to market, whether it's understanding a bit more about customer needs, and building customer feedback loops. So sometimes you have to be a proactive partner. Sometimes you need to just sit back and listen. And then there's all sorts of other dynamics and aspects to being a good partner. So when I think about what we are, what we try to be to the early stage company building community, it's really about being good partners. What is our goal as a firm? I mean, I know my goal is to stick around and be doing this for a long time to come. I think we've shown that we can be really valuable partners to the companies that we work with, that we can be great partners with our limited partners. So I know I use this word a lot, but so much of what we do is about partnership. And my goal with this fund, TIA Ventures, is to stick around and be at the ground floor of companies and working with entrepreneurs that are building companies and technologies that are going to change the business landscape. They are going to become the de facto platforms, the de facto services that we wind up falling in love with and using for a long time to come. So my goal is to stick around and keep doing this. Do I have a persona? Do I have a VC persona? I think my VC persona would be super connector. Since starting out in actually long before I even got into venture capital, there's a thrill that I get when I connect two people, and some synergy comes from that when there's this kind of 1+1=3 effect. So part of the advice I've always given to people coming out of college and trying to build out their professional network is pay it forward. If there's two people that are great in your network and the bell goes off in your head to connect them, do it. Don't do double blind intros. Make sure that both sides are cool with it. But there's no better feeling when you connect two people and something great comes of it. And while not necessarily intentional or selfishly driven, I have found that when you do pay it forward with no expectation of return, it does come back to you in some interesting ways, almost this kind of karma-esque cycle. So, I think as a individual in this large ecosystem of early stage companies, my main goal is to always be connecting dots and putting good people in touch with each other, whether that's for finding talent, great partnerships, capital opportunities, and more. So super connector. What keeps me motivated to stay in this industry? I mean, I don't know what's more exciting than being at the ground floor of companies and being partnered with those companies that are truly changing the business landscape. I think it's sometimes overlooked the fact that the entrepreneurs that we work with, that we partner with, that we support are starting at ideas, and they're fighting in some of the most ferociously competitive markets that exist on the planet. And through ingenuity and persistence and stubbornness and optimism, they create products and services that change the world. Despite the fact that, the sun rises every day and we go about our lives, they introduce, new ideas into the world, and they build them up into companies and brands that we wind up falling in love with and change the way that we live, operate, and think in the world, both as individuals as well as companies. So I don't know what could be more exciting. I also know, I think I'm self-aware enough that I don't have what it takes to do what our entrepreneurs do. I mean, maybe one day I'll wake up and have some idea that's just burning so deep down inside. In the past, I did have that, but working with just exceptional founders and seeing what they're capable of, leading teams, developing and guiding new products and services, looking through customers' eyes, being passionate even in the darkest hour, and rallying the team. I don't have that, and but I do have an ability to really help coach those teams and kind of help them see around corners. So what makes me motivated to stay in the VC industry? I don't know what could be more exciting than doing what we do.